Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to be looking at the Jazwares Fortnite Legendary Series 6-inch scale X-Lord or Scavenger action figure. Now, X-Lord is a skin you would get in Season 10. You'd get it from the get-go if you have the Battle Pass, but you'd have to upgrade it throughout the season by doing challenges and gaining tiers. So this guy here comes with the Fang Saws harvesting tool, the Spike Satchel back bling, a legendary revolver, crossbow, suppressed assault rifle, and a mushroom. So let's go ahead and check out the packaging here. As you can see, Epic Games, Fortnite, ages 8+, the Legendary Series, meaning these are the larger 6-inch scale figures, not the smaller 4-inch ones. 40 points of articulation, X-Lord Scavenger, and 8 additional pieces. One side here, you can see the guy posed up. Other side here, pretty much the same thing. At the bottom, there is a barcode in case that helps anybody. And on the back, here he is, and here are a bunch of other figures. Both Galaxy and Beef Boss were from the previous assortment. Drift, Fish Stick, and Eternal Voyager are from this assortment. And we know there's a P1000 doggo coming out very soon. So I got my figure from Amazon.com. I think I was a little bit too slow to get him when he was available for pre-order. I got an estimated date of mid-August, and then a few days later I got an email saying I'll get him weeks sooner. That day came around, didn't get him, got an email from Amazon, I'll give him a week later. That day came around, still didn't get him, got an email from Amazon, I'll get him 2 weeks later, and then just a couple days later he's sitting on my doorstep. So I'm looking forward to this guy. I have the X-Lord skin. I believe he's the same person as Rustlord, just in a different outfit, and I'm pretty fond of both those guys. So with no further ado, let's open him up. Alright, now that we got this figure out of the package, here he is with all of his accessories laid out. And he does come with the suppressed AR, a legendary revolver, the Fan Saws harvesting tools, dual harvesting tools, the Spike Satchel back bling, a mushroom, and the crossbow. But before we look at these accessories, let's check out the actual figure. So this is X-Lord. I believe it's supposed to be Rustlord in a different outfit, and I sort of think a post-apocalyptic future that Rustlord's in, kind of Mad Max style. He's got no shirt on. I'm just imagining a whole bunch of sand walking around, sort of desert area. I do want to see if I can get this thing taken off, so maybe after the articulation segment I'll pop his head off and see if I can remove this. So overall he looks pretty cool. He's definitely built here. He's got some shoulder pads, spikes on his helmet. The front is different than the Rustlord, but we will check them out together. He's got a little bit of, I don't know, armor or gear on this arm, but not on this arm. All kind of straps and holsters on him, looking pretty cool. Then he's got these bright red shoes below all that. Tattoos all over him, looking pretty nice. Now let's check out his accessories. First of all, he comes with a mushroom. This is a consumable item in the game, usually found in the forest or wooded area. This will give you 5 shields. Not a lot, but if you find a big patch of them, it can really help. And nowadays you can carry them for later. So it's a blue mushroom, light blue at the top, darker blue in the middle. It's got a base here with a little hole in there. He can put his thumb in there and hold the item. Here he is holding his mushroom, getting ready to eat it. It is pretty large. For a guy that doesn't like mushrooms but wants shields, he's going to have to figure something out. Here's this mushroom next to all the different health and shield items they've released for the figure so far. Now let's look at his back bling. This thing is called the Spike Satchel, and I wonder why. That is exactly what it is. It's a backpack with some spikes. It's got a peg for the peg hole in his back. Here he is wearing his back bling. Can't really tell from the front, but spin him around. Here's his back bling next to all the other back blings that Jazwares have made for their Legendary collection, and they are interchangeable between each of the Jazwares figures. Here are all the back blings released by both Jazwares and McFarlane. Although the back blings do attach the figure the same way, via a peg through the peg hole in the back, unfortunately, they're not interchangeable between both lines, as the thickness of the peg is quite different. Here are several different Jazwares figures wearing each other's back blings, showing you they are interchangeable between the Jazwares line. And if you were to take a Jazwares figure and try to put the McFarlane back bling into him, it would fit, but the peg is so thin it would just fall right back out. And in turn, as much as I wish they would work, the Jazwares back blings are way too thick to fit into a McFarlane figure. Now let's check out his harvesting tool, or more commonly referred to as a pickaxe. These are called the Fang Saws. This is one of the dual wielding pickaxes. This is actually the third time we've received a dual wielding pickaxe from Jazwares. The first time was from this series. 3 of these 4 figures came with dual pickaxes, and it's pretty cool. This one here has got a red base, and it's got this sort of chainsaw teeth up top, able to slice and dice through some trees. Here he is holding his pickaxes, and as X-Lord here is walking down the sidewalk, he hears a noise behind the wall, decides to chop his way through, and now that he's mined his way through the wall, he exposed his chest, so it was making all that noise, and gained a little brick along the way. And it looks like he's gotten himself a suppressed AR, a medkit, and some clingers. Here are all the different pickaxes that Jazwares has released in their Fortnite collection, and they are also interchangeable between the Jazwares figures. And here are all the different pickaxes released by both Jazwares and McFarlane toys, and I'm happy to say they are interchangeable between both lines. Here are several different Jazwares figures holding each other's pickaxes, showing you they are interchangeable between the Jazwares line. And here are a couple of Jazwares figures holding McFarlane pickaxes, and a couple McFarlane figures holding Jazwares pickaxes, showing you they are interchangeable between both lines. Now let's check out his guns. He comes with 3 of them, 2 of which are new to the Jazwares line. At the top there, he's got a suppressed assault rifle, and that has been released before. The bottom left is a legendary revolver. They've made a regular revolver, but it looks a little bit different in the Jazwares line. And then on the bottom right, we've got a crossbow. They did release a crossbow with an action feature with the accessory pack, but it's a different mold than this one. Here's his legendary revolver next to all the other pistols they've made by both Jazwares and McFarlane. The first 2 columns are Jazwares, and the last one is McFarlane. We've got a regular pistol, the hand cannon or the deagle, the dual pistols, the scoped magnum, the flintlock, suppressed pistol, regular revolver, legendary revolver, and the McFarlane hand cannon or deagle, and the McFarlane 6-shooter. Here he is holding his revolver, looking pretty nice. His crossbow is the black one. Here it is next to the crossbow that came with the legendary loadout accessory pack. That one there actually has a projectile that shoots out. I must say I think his looks a little better. Here he is holding his crossbow. He can use one hand on the trigger and the other hand to support it. I was never a big fan of the crossbow, but it was really good at taking out zombies. Here's the Jazwares suppressed AR on the top compared to the McFarlane suppressed AR on the bottom. The McFarlane one has a considerably better paint job and a slightly better sculpt, but they're very similar and comparable in size. Here are all the different assault rifles made by both Jazwares and McFarlane. The first 2 columns are Jazwares, the next 2 are McFarlane. We've got the tactical assault rifle, the burst assault rifle, suppressed assault rifle, legendary assault rifle, heavy assault rifle, and then from the McFarlane, suppressed assault rifle, legendary assault rifle, regular assault rifle, and I'm very surprised Jazwares has not made one of those yet, the burst assault rifle, and then the scoped assault rifle. Here he is holding his suppressed assault rifle, can have one hand holding the trigger, another one supporting the gun. I think it looks great. Here are all the different guns released so far by Jazwares in their legendary line. And here are all the different guns released by Jazwares and McFarlane toys, not counting the guns that both companies have made. Here are several different Jazwares figures holding each other's guns, showing you they are interchangeable between the Jazwares line. And here are a couple of Jazwares figures holding McFarlane guns, and a couple of McFarlane figures holding Jazwares guns, showing you that those accessories are interchangeable between both lines as well. Now let's check out some other accessories you can use to enhance your Jazwares Fortnite collection. Here's X-Lord driving a McFarlane quad crasher, fits in pretty nicely. Here he is riding on the back of the quad crasher. Even the McFarlane pegs fit into the peg holes on the Jazwares figure's feet. Here he is being pushed around in a McFarlane shopping cart, and I think they scale up great with that shopping cart. And here he is pushing another figure around in one. Next, let's see how he fits in with the McFarlane glider and launchpad combo set. Here he is next to it fully assembled. Here he is getting ready to use the launchpad and get out of a bad situation. And then here he is gliding after he used the launchpad. This is a McFarlane glider, but works great with the Jazwares figures as well. Here he is next to a chest. This chest is also from Jazwares, but is intended to work with these smaller 4-inch figures. You may think to yourself, how could it possibly be for the smaller scale figures if it's oversized for the 6-inch scale figures? Well, this chest is actually an accessory pack. You'd open it up, it'd come with a couple weapons and building materials intended to enhance your 4-inch collection. But since chests are such a big part of the game, I was happy to have one that was at least close to scale for these guys. Here he is opening a llama. This llama is obviously not from Jazwares or McFarlane, as it's simply a stuffed animal. But since that pink llama is a staple in the game nowadays, I was happy to have one of those for the figures as well. Here he is with a bunch of Jazwares accessories that came with some previous Fortnite figures that you can use to enhance this guy. Here he is using a campfire. This campfire came with a NECA Friday the 13th Jason figure and doubles up great with my Fortnite collection. Here he is getting ready to tag up the wall behind him, just like in the game. Now that we've taken a pretty good look at the figure, his accessories, and some other accessories you can use to enhance this figure, let's check out his height. From bottom to top, he's sitting at about 6.3 inches tall, and that's going to be about 16 centimeters. Now let's check out his articulation. Starting with his head here, can rotate from side to side, can look down that far and up that far, quite a bit more than I expected. Not only is there a ball joint in there, but it can go forward and back as well. Shoulders can go out about 90 degrees. They're in a ball joint, up, down, around, all that good stuff. He has a butterfly joint between his shoulder and chest area, allowing his arms to go in and out, but you don't get a lot of extra out of that. He's got a bicep cut below that. Double jointed elbows. His wrist can rotate. It's also hinged, and he has finger articulation. He's got a ball joint in his torso, can rotate around, can also go forward and back. Got a traditional waist swivel below that. Legs are a ball joint, they can go completely out and do the splits. Forward about that far, back about that far. He's got a thigh cut, double jointed knees, and then his foot here can go up and down. It can rotate around. It's got toe articulation, and he even has a shin cut above that. Here he is with his harness off, in case you were curious how that looks. I did have to heat up the figure and remove his head to slide the harness off. Here's the front, and there's the back. There was a second hole where the harness sort of fits into to keep it sturdily in place. Here's X-Lord sitting in his living room, playing some Fortnite, drinking on some drinks. He's got his buddy Rustlord over there with him. Now let's check him out compared with some other action figures, starting off with some other Fortnite figures. Here he is with Rustlord. I believe them to be the same person under the helmet, but I'm not really certain of that. In my action figure world, these guys are going to be best friends and a duo tag team partner. Here he is with the rest of this assortment of 4 figures. This is the newest wave from Jazwares. We've got Fishstick, Eternal Voyager, X-Lord, and Drift. Here he is with the previous assortment of Fortnite figures. Here he is next to the entire Jazwares Fortnite Legendary Collection. Getting to be quite a bit of options at this point. And the next 2 they're releasing are going to be Doggo and P1000. And here he is with the entire McFarlane Fortnite collection. Here are all the Fortnite figures that I bought multiples of. You may wonder why I bought so many. Well, I got all the different wild cards to use as a Royal Flush Gang in my DC action figure world. I got 4 of each of the variations of Skull Trooper to use as Scarecrow Henchman. I got 2 crack shots for Toyman Henchmen. And then I got 4 Rabbit Raiders and 4 Night Hares to use as Mad Hatter Henchmen in my Batman world. Here he is in a huge battle royale with all of my Fortnite figures. As you can see, they're all shooting each other, driving, launching explosives, sniping, healing, gliding, getting loot, just all trying to gang up on each other, trying to see who can get the most kills, and more importantly, who can get the win. And now, let's check him out compared with some other action figure lines to see how he fits in both scale and style-wise, in case you want to know which lines you can mix him with. Here he is, next to some SH Figure Arts action figures. Then, with some Hasbro Marvel Legends. And here he is, with some Mafex figures. Then, next to some Mattel DC Universe Classics and Multiverse figures. And here he is, next to some Mezco 1/12 cloth soft goods action figures. Then, next to some Mattel wrestling figures. And here, with some NECA figures. Then, with some DC Direct and DC Collectibles figures. Now, next to some McFarlane figures. And here he is, next to some DST, or Diamond Select Toys. So overall, this is a pretty nice figure. I'm actually enjoying him quite a bit more than I expected to. I really like the way his body looks, his tattoos, the sculpting was nice, his armor, his helmet, his range of motion. There's a lot of nice things about this guy. I was thinking it was just going to be one of those skins that, get another one with a figure. But I ended up enjoying this quite a bit. I had fun doing this review, even though it took forever. So if I were to rate this guy, I think I'm probably giving him a 7.5 out of 10. Like I said before, I'm a fan of X-Lord, and I find myself enjoying the X-Lord quite a bit. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.